Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to check us out at bestyearever_pod on Instagram, bestyearever on YouTube and Blue Sky, or send us an email at bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe on all your preferred podcast listening platforms.
All right, let's start this shit.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I'm your host, Casey Glenn, and with me is my co-host, the disillusioned, resilient, not so quiet, Jesus Gonzalez. Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey.
But that's not all, folks, because today we have a guest star. So without further ado, I introduce the kind, charismatic, determined Joey Wehnert. Hi, Joey.
Hello. Hi. Kind,
Hi, Joey.
charismatic. That's cool.
First of all, I'm really happy that you're here joining us. I'm really excited.
Thank you.
I got a little bit on your background and why we wanted to have you here. How dare you, Casey? The solution and all that for me. I tricked you to do the intro so you can say nice things about me, but we're going to have guests. Okay, fine.
Exactly.
Fine.
You got the Neo descriptions and then Joey got the
You're
Morpheus.
not wrong. So, yes. We are going to talk about The Matrix. And
Hell yeah.
That's why we wanted to have Joey. So, Joey, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, hi. I went to film school. I've always been told that The Matrix is like one of the best movies ever. And I just, for some reason, have skipped it. I just never have watched it. So this was my first watch. Fun fact, I should have taken a picture of it because I was at the office today. But I work at an ad agency. We make movie posters, and one of the big claims to fame is the Matrix posters. They did a bunch of the Matrix stuff, so there's giant Matrix posters printed all over the office. And so it's and it's taller than me, this poster, and it's just sitting in there. So I should have taken a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
You are 2 feet tall, by the way. If you just
I forgot to say I am 24 inches tall.
Yeah. It's not a big poster.
Yeah, it's just regular.
No, that's amazing. Surprised, but I'm happy that you got to watch The Matrix for us. First impressions, how do you come out of this movie? How do you think?
Yeah, it's funny enough, I immediately I related it back to last year. I showed Casey Back to the Future for the first time, and that's my favorite movie, right? And she came out of it going oh, this is, I can understand this is a great movie, but I've seen all this done before from things that have ripped it off. Yes. And I expected to feel that way with The Matrix, and I didn't. It really blew me away. I think Keanu, who I like Keanu Reeves a lot, and I think he's really good when the script is written for him. Mm-hmm. I think he did really good in this. I think even people like Lawrence Fishburne, who I see him in just everything, and he's just a character actor, and he's playing the same character and everything. I think he did so well in this. So it really kind of blew my mind with how it was exactly what I was expecting, but it still was really, really good.
What about you, Casey? You've seen this before, right?
I have seen it before, and it is truly a unique movie. I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe it's the cinematography or the editing. I don't know. I can't pinpoint it yet, but it makes it stand out from everything else.
I think it's a timeless movie, and I've told you guys before we start recording, it's gonna be really hard for me to talk about this movie without referencing thousands of video essays that I've seen and read about this movie, or thousands of people have talked about. I've talked about this movie a lot. If Star Wars is my obsession, The Matrix is a close, maybe third, second. I've seen this movie so many times. I've seen the sequel so many times. In preparation for today, I watched, obviously, The Matrix. I watched all the sequels except the fourth one that doesn't count. Actually, that's fine. I saw the Animatrix, which is a bunch of animated shorts related to the movie. And then I saw the cutscenes of Enter the Matrix, which was a GameCube video game that told a story that kind of fit around the second movie. So I kind of saw that, and I have a bunch of comic books and stuff around.
Just went into the deep cuts.
It's going to be really hard for me not to go into a lot of tangents. It's also going to be really hard for me to not make this episode 4 hours long.
Please, let's not.
So I'm going to try my darnest to keep it to like this watch and this, because I did rewatch it. It's been like a couple of years since last I saw this movie. I tried to watch it with a fresh eye and like just try to see new things, and I did. So I'm excited to get into it. But before we do all of that, I'm going to go into our brand new segment, Letterboxd. Still sticking to that. We couldn't come up with a better name, so that's the name we have. Okay, so our very own Casey, her review was Rage Against the Machine, thumbs up, Neo Flying, thumbs down. How dare you? I mean, you're right about Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that ending was rough.
No, blew my mind. Like it was like, whoa, he's flying now. It came out. But yeah, I feel like Rage Against the Machine.
It was an excellent song choice.
Yeah, it really was.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Rage Against the Machine on BBC when they cut them off? Okay.
No. Do you think I've seen that?
I watched this clip and I'll play. I have it queued up. I'll play it at the end. It makes me really happy.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll watch it's a 20-second clip just to make me happy. Because they told them not to cuss. Mm-hmm. They told Rage Against the Machine not to cuss.
Yeah, that's very
on live TV. Guess what they did? Anyway, and then our guest, Joey.
Hello.
Your review for Letterboxd is "This happened to me in Minecraft." Can you expand on that? I'm very confused.
So I used to be made of blocks, right? And they woke me up, and I was a naked baby, but I was an adult.
Yeah.
And I was in the real world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so
just explain you being 24 inches tall. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
This is
I'm like Benjamin Button a little bit too.
Some other reviews, which are honestly not as great as you guys' reviews. This one by Karsten. He says, or she says, "I can also do a backflip." That's a review.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Funny how the color green didn't even exist until this masterpiece was released in 1999. This one, all caps. Bitch, I'm 20 years late. Is this how you felt, Joey?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, yeah, obviously I like cyberpunk things, right? Like Casey, like you're playing cyberpunk right now. Yeah. It kind of Keanu Reeves is in that game too. But like it really just feels like it's a genre outside of cyberpunk. It just feels like its own thing. Mm-hmm. Like it is so visionary.
I do want to get into that. I'm going to try really hard not to get too philosophical, but I might. This last one, which I connect with this last review by Audrey. Team Blue Pill all the way, baby. We love living in the now, ladies. Agree.
Yeah, I think I would blue pill it up all day.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I as an adult, identified more with Cypher than I would like to admit.
Well, you're both bald, kind of.
Damn.
No, I'm fine with being bald. My whole family is bald. It's fine. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You say as you're crying.
Anyway, I have a thing in my eye. Let's get into the background. So The Matrix, with a budget of $63 million, which is less than The Insider. Mm-hmm. Box office of $467.6 million. Written and directed by Lana and Lily Wachowski, or the Wachowskis. Edited by Zach Steinberg. Music by Don Davis. I am so surprised that this techno-futuristic cyberpunk soundtrack was composed by a dude named Don Davis. Like, I feel like there should be a next somewhere in that name. It's just disappointed by the name, but no, this like the music is fucking amazing. Starring Keanu Reeves as Neo, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, and Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, and a bunch of other people.
I will like to say Hugo Weaving shout out, our Australian king.
Yeah, we've had him before in the podcast.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. He's a great drag queen, also great computer.
Somehow he looked older in 1994 than in 1999.
Yes, he did look older in 1994. Absolutely. Maybe they gave him a wig.
He went to Turkey. No, yeah, definitely. They 100% gave him a wig.
He's Hugo Weaving is in the Lord of the Rings movies, as you may know, and in Lego Lord of the Rings, the video game, when you meet the Hugo Weaving character, Agent Smith is in the background. Like a Lego Agent Smith shows up and like peeks behind a corner and like looks at you and then like disappears. You never see him again. But like super weird because those movies are just not like
No.
connected in any way.
That's so funny.
Same studio though. Same studio.
Yeah, Warner.
Oh man, Lego. I love it. Did you know that in Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, when Aragorn kicks
Fuck off. One time Joey gave a fun fact that apparently was so well known that it was the equivalent of that. And
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And so Jesus just brings it up all the time.
What was the fun fact?
It was about A Knight's Tale where the crowd couldn't understand like what the guy was saying. And so the other guy was like kind of to bolster up the crowd, was like, yeah. And then that's what they used in the movie. And apparently this is a pretty well-known thing.
Like, that's my favorite Lord of the Rings fact that everyone knows. Anyway, let's start the movie.
We start the movie with our girl Trinity. Her location has been found out, and she is on the run. Not yet, because basically Agent Smith and his homies show up, the guy squad. They roll up, and they're like, hey, you didn't follow protocol to this other police officer. The guy's like, it's fine. It's just a girl. Already, girl power. We love that.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't last very long with the direction of Trinity in this movie and her purpose. Regardless, I have beef with it. She kicks out. Yeah, she destroys their shit. And by the time that the Agent Smith gets there, she's a goner. She's out of there. And that's how we start.
Well, I do want to say we start with a green logo, like green tinted logos, and you get like the Matrix letters and coding, which apparently was scans from a Japanese menu, I think. That was like, people didn't do that kind of things just in the intro. The way the Matrix does things feels like it could feel like a trope or like a copy because you've seen it many times, but it's just so purposeful and so specific how like the green is obviously for the CRT, early monitor computer green. There's a black and white, and there's you get the agents, the introduction of the agents, the introduction of the authority, the police. I kind of forgot how much of a noir this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm watching it. The first 1/3 of this movie is a noir, and it's not even cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. It's a straight up noir with weird elements. Like, if you came into this movie not having watched any trailer, because I saw a trailer and it kind of spoils a lot, but not having seen the posters, you might think, oh, like, is this cyber? Is this futuristic? Or is it just a straight up noir?
Yeah.
But no, I love that.
Apparently the opening action sequence took 6 months of training and 4 days to shoot.
Hell yeah.
And I think everybody did like martial arts training for 4 months, but like during like pre-production essentially. And Carrie-Anne Moss did actually twist her ankle at one point, but did not tell a single soul because she didn't want to get recast.
She wasn't a big name.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. And apparently the same thing for Hugo Weaving. He also got injured at some point and didn't tell anybody because he didn't want to get recast. That's
awesome. And both of them were because they were kicking a helmet, which was crazy.
Straight up.
I love you, Joey. You're my best friend now. No, and like the introduction of bullet time, which it was used before in a commercial, but the usage of bullet time like this, and with I forgot that Trinity was the first person that you see the bullet time. It did bug me that you go from right to left, the bullet time, right? And instead of maybe do the bullet time and then staying on that side of Trinity and then she kicks the officer, you go from right to left and then cut to the right side again, and then she kicks. So
you've seen this movie so many times that you're fucking nitpicking the angles.
It bugged me that he switched the angle on me.
It's a 180 rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Joey, did you notice this when you were watching? Perfect. Love it. Love we're on the same page. After our baddie Trinity gets away, we immediately go to Neo's small, dingy-ass fucking apartment. This, to me, already giving Cyberpunk 2077. I'm just saying.
Yeah, V lives here.
Exactly.
This is your first apartment.
Straight up. Joey, we'll get you to play this game one day. I swear to God.
I know.
Good.
Neo,
Almost done.
Is really, well, in this realm, Thomas Anderson is his name. And he's searching for Morpheus. And he's just asleep at his computer, and he gets a knock at the door, and it's, I don't know, he seems like a drug dealer, but for like hacks. He's a hack dealer, which is...
He's a hack dealer.
Kind of baller.
No, I love that the computer wakes him up. It just says, wake up, Neo.
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up. Yeah,
I think I would destroy my computer if that fucking happened, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
your phone does it every morning. What do you mean?
It does. You know what? I should destroy my phone. I should
get
rid of my phone.
Yeah. You just get like a little like Matrix like phone screensaver like that. Yeah. I'm gonna be like the guy who's like dealing hacks, but for Fortnite skins.
Please, that would be incredible. You're gonna be the Neo, the new Neo,
the Neo.
The Neo.
Yeah, the computer wakes him up, tells him to follow the White Rabbit. Choi, his homie, he gives him the hack, and then he's like, come to the club with us. And you look at Neo, he's like, that guy doesn't belong at the club. Neo does not look like he would have a great time there. And so obviously he's like, nah, I'm good. But then he sees the White Rabbit tattooed on the chick's shoulder. And so he goes to the club.
Another nitpick. I'm going to be full of nitpicks this time around.
Pop off.
The White Rabbit tattoo is actually white ink. White ink tattoo doesn't look like that.
Correct. It does not look like that.
It's
that looks
stamp.
That's a white
stamp.
temporary tattoo for sure.
Like this is white as white as it like it's a white. Like this is a little bit of white, but no.
Yeah,
that was a white stamp. But it can make sense. It was weird. In my memory, it was a black and white rabbit tattoo. But then when I saw they had color, I felt like it took me out a little bit. But
I just kind of saw a white blur on her shoulder, and I was like, must be a rabbit.
Must be a rabbit.
Context clues.
Yeah, exactly. The way he fucking stares at it dramatically. But yeah, we're at the club, and Hadi Lamadi Trinity rolls up to Neo. And the fact that like Neo is not shocked, I'm like, all right, maybe he's more cultured than I think he is. Because I would imagine Neo to be like, who the fuck are you walking up to me? Like, get the fuck away from me. But he just kind of like accepts it. And she's like,
she's famous. She's a famous hacker.
Well,
he
didn't know that because he thought that she was going to, like, Trinity was a man.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you're saying like at the initial, at the start.
Yeah, exactly.
A gorgeous woman clad in latex or leather, I think that's latex, comes up to me. I'm not gonna go, ew. Well, maybe I might do that actually.
He seems like he would be terrified of a woman.
Well, and I think that's a great line too when he's like, I was expecting you to be a man, and she's like, yeah, most men are, which mirrors when Carrie meets Samantha for the first time in the Carrie Diaries. She thinks that Sam Jones is a guy.
Damn.
Of the things that we're gonna reference today, Sex and the City wasn't one of them I thought we were gonna reference, but hey, awesome job.
Cities,
thank you.
Right?
Cities, am I right?
Yeah.
All right, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening.
God. Actually, hold on. Did y'all know this was filmed in Australia? Because I had no idea until I actually looked it up. And I was fucking amazed. Apparently it was a lot cheaper to film there, which I would never have guessed.
And this is one of the things that I've heard somewhere. This is not an original thought of mine, but it does, being filmed in Australia, having that cityscape, does give it an odd familiarity, but somehow feels odd. Like it feels like New York, but it feels off because it's Australia. Because it's similar.
I thought it was Chicago because, and this was
Chicago. I think it's supposed to be Chicago.
Well, they use a lot of street names from Chicago. It was funny because I kept hearing that. I was like, I guess these are pretty generic. And then they said Wabash, and I was like, no, that's Chicago. But obviously they're from Chicago, so that makes sense. But yeah, it's supposed to be a non-distinct city, just a mega city, which makes sense because it's fucking huge and looks depressing as fuck. But there we go. Trinity is like, hey, I could get you linked up with Morpheus. So just FYI. And that, he's late to the office the next day.
Is this the first mention of Morpheus? I think it is, right?
I think so.
Because at the start, the reason the agents were looking for Trinity, that's because they wanted to verify that their informant was telling the truth, and they were like, that's how they found Trinity. So we know there's an informant, there's a mole somewhere, and that's how they found out the Neo. So they're kind of trying to go from Trinity to Neo to Morpheus, because they're trying to get to Morpheus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So right now Morpheus is the person that everyone's trying to get. Like in a noir story, that's like the MacGuffin of this story.
For sure. Yeah, he's late and he to the office the next day. He gets fucking bitched out by his boss. He goes to his cubicle, and in that moment, I really wanted a cubicle. We don't have fucking cubicles, and it pisses me off. Anytime I see a cubicle in any sort of media, I'm just like, I want that. I want that life.
That is so funny, because everyone hated cubicles, and now everyone wants cubicles.
You could get a home cubicle.
I'm gonna get you one.
There's like IKEA cubicles you can put together?
For sure. Yeah. They probably got like a Severance themed one too.
That's what honestly. I want, the Severance one that you can like pull down.
That'd be amazing.
And like a gray, but like a yellowish kind of gross gray. That's a shade of like, it's more depressing than not.
Exactly.
And so I'm gonna put let's put it on your office, so make your office even smaller.
Yes, I agree. Let's do this.
Neo's boss looks suspiciously like Agent Smith. Like he could be an agent.
He was so like, he just looked like a random white guy. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you.
I think it was on purpose.
Yeah, no. He's back in his cubicle, and then he gets a call, and guess what? It's fucking Morpheus. And he's like, "Hey, somebody's out like trying to find you. Just like stand up." Okay, great. We proved that Morpheus is all knowing, all seeing in this current situation, and he gives him directions on how to get out, and thinks for whatever reason that Neo is going to be totally a-okay stepping out on this fucking ledge and getting to the rooftop. That was insane.
He went farther than I would have, honestly.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like, no. I saw that, my hands started sweating already.
Yeah, no. When first of all, he got the phone from a FedEx package. FedEx, a red and blue logo. Ooh, foreshadowing. When I tell you that every kid in 1999 wanted that fucking phone.
I believe you.
And every kid in 1999 wanted someone to call on that phone and say, "Hey, you need to get out of here." Like, that was the fantasy. that was the thing.
Did you have that phone?
That phone didn't exist. Well, similar phones existed, but like the spring loaded, like kind of, it did not exist. I bet
the spring in those phones, like if they would just break all the time.
It would last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they fucking just like cut to him being like escorted by the agents away. Of just like, no, he's not this like cool superhero that you think he's already gonna be. He's just a guy working in an office right now.
So Joey, and I'll just kind of mention it throughout the whole movie, but like, I think one of the reasons that this movie is pretty timeless and it doesn't seem like it's copying everything is because it's following pretty strictly Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
Absolutely.
Like, it's pretty familiar because you've seen it when Neo rejects the calling. Like, oh, that feels comfortable. So you're expecting the next be the mentor and then the threshold, which they literally mention. They spell it out for you.
So like growing up, right, in church,
But you went to church?
I know. This is a pretty common theory, right? That the Matrix is like
homeschooled?
The story of like Jesus, right? And like literally any story that follows the hero's journey, Christians will say this is the story of like Christ. And it is the funniest fucking shit of all time.
Well, it is.
Like, I know, but it's just like they don't realize that. They're just like, this is Christ. This is God.
They're saying it's just because God. They're not saying therefore God is just the story. It's a fucking story.
Yeah.
What mentor did Jesus have that died in front of him that like breaks into Act 3?
There's somebody. Probably Lazarus.
Is there really?
I don't know.
Okay.
I knew a lot of people that died.
I think there should be like, I mean, they did Passion of the Christ and everything, but there should be like a big budget, like Jesus action movie blockbuster.
Yeah, you want.
I think Mel Gibson did that already.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they did Passion of the Christ. They're doing Passion of the Christ 2. Yeah. So I don't know what that's going to be about, but like it films this year.
It's all Revelations.
Really? Yeah. Well, I think it's, and my mother grew up Catholic, so I was like kind of born with some residual like Catholic guilt, but like I think it's about like the 3 days Jesus was like dead. He was like in the underworld or whatever. It's not called the underworld for Christians. But yeah, anyway, yeah, like I think obviously like the story circle and like Joseph Campbell's whole thing is like, it's not like he defined what these stories need to follow in order to be successful stories. He just took all of our creation myths and all of our stories and just mapped how they go.
Yeah, the Hero of a Thousand Faces I have somewhere over there. I'm trying really hard not to get too philosophical, but you set it up, Joey, so it's your fault. No, you kind of ask like the Jesus' mentor is God, and for a bunch of Jesus' story, he has superpowers. He has this magnificent power because he has his mentor with him. At one point, his mentor abandons him in Gethsemane, and that's kind of where why have you abandoned me? And then that's kind of where you go to the trials and tribulations, and then he resurrects and all that. So yeah, like the all-wise wizard on Jesus' story is literally God. And so, yeah, Morpheus, like being a god in Greek mythology, the god of sleep, kind of feels that role also.
But with bringing that up, right, of how people like view this as like the Christ story, it makes it really interesting now how it is common, right, because both of you are on the same wavelength of like it being a story about like transitioning and like or like that framework where it's like I just know the Christians would be so fucking pissed off about that. They would be irate, and it just makes me happy.
And that's another thing. Like you texted me, Casey, that you was like, it's obviously a trans allegory. Like
super,
so fucking obvious. Over our heads. For 20 plus years, nobody realized, even when the Wachowski's transitions, like there was like, wait, is Matrix? Nah. And they literally had to tell, the Matrix is about transitioning and it's a trans like allegory. And then you literally have a character named Switch. Like, it's very obvious, but 1999, that wasn't even part of the conversation.
Y'all weren't woke enough yet.
Crazy.
And it's obviously it's like commenting also on like our internet usage at the time, right? When it was very early internet. And there's the moment when he first, right. When he first meets Morpheus, and Morpheus is like, everyone knows you as Thomas Anderson. You're Thomas Anderson to the world, and that's who you show your face as. But then online, you're Neo. Right, you're this other person, and it's just such an obvious. And I want to talk about I Saw the TV Glow, and I can wait till later. But like that came out last year, and it is a very very similar movie. It's like The Matrix with like a horror twist, but it's probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. And it's that's very it wears trans on its sleeves, right? It's very open about being a trans movie.
I really want to see that movie. I'm very excited. I haven't seen it. I really want to watch it. We're in the interrogation scene.
Which is by far one of the worst. I fucking hate this scene.
The belly button?
Because I remember seeing this as a child. Like, this fucking memory, like, of the lips, like, his mouth closing in and the thing just going into... I was just like, it was horrible.
If I have a phobia, the closest to it is... I forget there's a specific name for that, but... it's the phobia of holes in skin, or like there's a frog that has holes, and the little saplings of frogs hatch from the hole. Like that grosses me out.
Yeah, not a fan.
More than the belly button, the mouth, Neo's mouth. Like that grosses me out. I keep referring to Neo as Neo because. Speaking of allegories, speaking of this is a story about transitioning. Agent Smith calls Neo by his dead name, and he's the only one that calls him by his dead name because he's a bad guy. Everyone else, like everyone else, like in the virtual world, the real world, you're Neo. In the fake world, in your past, you were Thomas Anderson.
And not just like Thomas Anderson, but like Mr. Anderson.
Also
pretty often.
Good point. Yeah. Really good point.
So you have a fear of like holes in skin, but then like it expands to when there should be a hole in skin and it's not there. Like when the mouth was gone, it was like
it flips.
No, no, it was specifically when you see like the holes there, like Like, obviously your mouth is a hole, but
yeah. Like
That's
the mouth
funny.
went away and you were like, oh, thank God. Oh my God, it's gone
But-
now.
like ears, gross. No, but like when there's holes and there's no blood, that grosses me out so much.
Weird.
It would be a bitch to clean too. I would hate to have holes in my skin because it's like
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to
that's-
clean that.
You
What
do have holes in
pores
your skin. They're called pores.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No,
Are
and
you afraid of those?
I'm a very sweaty person. I'm got used to it.
the amount of fucking like concealer that you could see on like Keanu's face whenever he's not supposed to have a mouth, like that makeup was fucking cake on, man. Like so thick. But I'm sure it looks great on
I think
lower
that's
quality
a
TVs.
honestly, I think that's a 4K issue.
No, I fully agree.
35 millimeter grainy film that you wouldn't notice that.
Exactly. But I just thought it was very funny. I was like, they could blend this in a bit more, but whatever.
No, I did. Yeah, 100% notice that.
Neo wakes up in his apartment.
Second time he wakes up.
Yeah, and he's like, oh man, maybe it was just a dream.
It's almost like it's gonna be 3 times 3 days.
Oh yeah, he wakes up with a call from Morpheus, I think, and he's like, hey, go outside or whatever. I don't know. He gives him instructions, and he actually follows them this time. He gets picked up.
Yeah, because it's very different. Go outside than go on the fucking skyscraper.
Yeah, exactly. God, that was terrifying. He gets into this car. He sees Trinity again, and it switches there, and then this other. The ponytail dude. I can't remember. APOC? Is that his name? And basically, they're kind of like, you'll just have to like trust us. And he's like, that seems sus. And then they like stop the car. But I also just want to talk about like whenever we get that shot of like the bridge and he's like about to get in the car and the water is just fucking gushing down like it's a goddamn hurricane. And I'm like, that rain is not fucking real. Like that is the furthest thing from real. But it works, right? It fits the whole like, yeah, it's a simulation.
Would you say that if they look like the code lines from the initial?
No, I actually wouldn't because it just looked like a fucking waterfall. Not even lines.
So when he gets out, another thing that every kid wanted in 1999 was those suicide door cars that just open like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the coolest fucking thing. Everything about this movie, like, oh, I want that. Oh, I wanted that. Oh, I wanted that.
Put it on your wish list. That's funny. Basically, they get to the point where Neo's like, all right, cool, I'll hang around. And then they suck the fucking thing out of his belly button. Also terrifying.
For sure.
Yeah.
Necessarily complicated contraption that they pull up. Like,
yeah.
But again, this is still in the noir world.
Mm-hmm.
Things are getting weird, but this could be in the 1940s. Like, it's 1999, but it could also be the 40s. There's things from the 40s. There's very anachronistic things happening all around.
There's a shot in this scene where he's like standing under the like overpass and it's raining and it's like you just see like his silhouette set to the like bright backdrop of like the rain and it's like, oh yeah, this is Double Indemnity. Like this is a detective film.
Yeah, straight up. He gets dropped off to meet up with Morpheus. And we get the whole red pill, blue pill situation. And the Wachowskis have both said that they would take the blue pill, which I think is very funny. And I love that for them.
Yeah. Denial.
Exactly.
I like I said, the older I get, the more I identify with Cypher, the more I identify with Ryan from The Office. I just feel like I just get more cynical and I just want to be happy and dumb. Can I be just happy and dumb? That's all I want in life. Oh, by the way, this is not on purpose, but the way Riverside has you guys, I'm in the middle, Joey in red on one side, and Casey in blue on the other side.
Yeah, that was not on purpose. That's funny.
That is very funny.
I just wanted to wear my Ladybug shirt today.
No, I saw that.
I low-key thought it was a watermelon, but I'll take
that too.
Yeah, it's flexible. We love that.
Yeah, I feel like I need to choose.
These are giant seeds for a watermelon. That definitely is growing a watermelon in your tummy. That's crazy.
Wait, you eat the seeds? Wait, hold on. You eat the seeds? You don't
No,
eat
but
the
if
seeds.
if you eat the seeds, it grows a watermelon in your tummy.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't know that? No one ever told you that before?
No, I thought
Like-
it grew from your ear hole. See, this is why I don't like holes in skin.
When I was a kid, my grandma told me if I swallowed my gum, it would stick to my heart.
It would stick to your
Heart.
heart?
That's what she said.
Because I heard like it sticks to your gut for 7 years. I don't know, 7 years, but
No. Yeah, it was really scary. I was like, my heart's going to be covered in gum.
It's like the valves are going to get stuck. Die from heart failure at the age of 7. But Joey,
die
would
from
you,
gum
Exactly.
gum failure.
would you take the red pill or the blue pill?
I would sit there for a long time and I would debate on whether or not which one I should do.
You would take your anti-anxiety meds first.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would take the Zoloft first,
Yeah.
which is
feel
blue.
that. Yeah.
So no, I'm
Oh
a
my
red
God.
piller. I think.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I love that. No, I feel that. I get that from you. Damn, now I'm really questioning my Zoloft. What is it doing to me?
Yeah.
Am I constantly taking the blue pill every day?
Aspirin is a white pill. The great
Crazy.
unifier.
Yeah.
I'm still blown away that I'm in the middle between the blue and red. I'm
know.
just like, I can't get over that.
On my screen we're red, white, and blue.
God bless the USA, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Or France.
Who do you think's
France,
president in the Matrix world? Do you think they still had like Clinton at the time?
That's a good question.
I think, like, I honestly think, and in later movies, that kind of went away. But I feel like in the Matrix, the original one, it was always 1999. Time didn't really progress. It was always 1999.
I would take the blue pill if that were the case. If it were like perpetually stuck in 99, I'd be down for that.
But I feel like you wouldn't notice. Like somehow that wouldn't.
No, that totally like that. Yeah.
Of course in 1999. What else would it be? Like I feel like that would be a thing.
If you're like a GTA NPC, it's still 2013 for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
Tyler Oakley is still popular. Like
I don't know who that is. This is when I'm old or not cool. I don't know. Both. No, and there was a lot of the zeitgeist in 1999 of like being stuck perpetually in a cubicle, being bored. Office Space was also 1999. There was a lot of movies about bored white men escaping to some sort of alternate reality because that was just
now
the thing.
they just killed their wives and children. So
now it's like I feel like in 1999 most people would take the red pill. Now I feel like I just want the fantasy. I want the get me out of here.
Yeah, we've done escapism for far too long. Yeah. He takes the red pill. Boom. Apparently he's a fucking slave to the AI bots, is what we learned. ChatGPT has taken over the world.
Crazy body horror, by the way. Like he wakes up and he's all of a sudden like the Steam logo guy. Like he's got like stuff in the back of his head and like it's crazy.
God, the amount of fucking slime, like the Kids' Choice Award, like fucking slime. I was like, this is horrific. The way that they're like the eyebrows, crazy.
Yeah, he was covered in like Mod Podge glue. Like it was disgusting.
Exactly.
And it was so abrupt too. Like the second it happened. Also, how are they able to? Do you think the pill woke him up, or do you think they were like, okay, he took it, press the button, like wake him up?
I bet Jesus knows. Yeah,
I do know. Shut up. Okay, first of all, yes, like I love the jump, the hard cut into body horror and J.I. Geiger, like you're in Aliens now, because that's the end of the noir movie. Like there's no more noir. Like this is the end. This is done. Now we're in body horror. Now we're in sci-fi. Then we're gonna be in a John Woo movie. But so the red pill's a tracker. They kind of say it there. Is a tracker.
Oh.
So it kind of signals, and this is how I don't know if they ever really specifically said it, but they like how I took it is that it kind of signals whatever machine is in charge of his pod that Keanu is dead or not longer useful. So that's why they kind of discard him into that like sleepy slide thing. And then the red pill is a tracker for them to find him and get him. What I never really understood or like when Neo wakes up and the machine kind of grabs him, and there's a really good take of like just came in and it's claustrophobic, he's panicking. I don't know if that machine is controlled by Morpheus and his crew, or if it just was a random machine that saw this discarded piece of flesh and just threw it away.
I feel like it is Morpheus because like they have to like stabilize the neck, right? Because it's in his like spinal cord.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's disgusting. Yeah.
It was gross. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
the thing that got me actually was not that scene, but the scene that like immediately follows it, where he wakes up and he's
With the
like,
needle
"Why
points?
do my?" Yeah, well, he's like, "Why do my eyes hurt?" And then he's like, "Well, because you've never used them before." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like that's what like shudder, like made my back shudder. I was like, "Oh god, I don't."
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
Yeah, Nidia pointed out, how is he talking that well? Because he never used his mouth either or his vocal cord. Like, whenever I wake up, I have to like take a second to drink coffee, have coffee to warm up my vocal cords and like actually talk. He's never used it, and he's like 30 probably, like, right? Like, he shouldn't be able to talk. He should be like croak.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you have to have that Keanu voice. Like he does have
Hell
the Keanu
yeah.
voice.
And you know what? He doesn't talk that much anyway, so you know that's
No,
fine.
he doesn't.
That's true.
His dialogue is very minimal. He gets a little ship tour after they take him, and they do the fucking acupuncture too, which was also absolutely terrifying to observe.
And you haven't seen Joe, have you seen Final Destination?
Yes, I've seen all of them.
Amazing. I told Casey that she should watch 1, maybe 2, and then 5. She doesn't have to watch.
That's fair.
Yeah. Because I told Casey, again, tangent, but I will probably keep this. When Final Destination came out in 2000, and you've seen it, like it's a class going to Paris for like thing. The week after I saw that movie, I was in my high school class going to Paris.
Hell yeah.
High school trip.
To me, though, I wouldn't even be like, I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, if we're all going to die on this plane right now, a movie predicted it a week ago. Isn't that hilarious? Like,
you see, like your role in the larger story.
No, straight up.
You would have been laughing all the way down.
if a guy starts freaking out and gets pulled off the plane, I'm like, I'm gonna stay on. I think that guy is gonna be in for some crazy shenanigans, and I would rather it happen fast. Either way it's happening, I'd rather it happen fast.
I agree.
But no, Casey should watch these movies. Okay, Joey, you know Casey. She says that she's scared of like scary movies, scary things. I don't think she is.
No,
I don't think she's scared of scary movies.
No, and I think like her, I think you would like, I don't think you would like the Final Destination movies because your biggest problem with horror is not that it's scary, but that it is like cringe inducing in a way where you're like, oh my God, like I don't want to, and all the Final Destination movies are like that, where that's the whole brand of horror. It is just that.
Yeah,
so
it's just
I do not think you will enjoy them, but you do have a cell phone, so you can just look at that while you watch.
Straight up.
That's why I want Casey to watch. Anyway, The Matrix. Let's go back to
The Matrix. You know, he gets introduced to the casting characters, and they start training him, and he gets put into a little martial arts thing. Or, well, first he like downloads a fucking jujitsu lesson, and then
oh, hold on, you skip over the biggest scene of the whole fucking movie.
No, because he does the martial arts, and then he does the
he Morpheus talked to him about what is the Matrix, where you are, what it is, and then he does a martial arts thing. Yaha!
Literally in my notes, it was drop off to meet Morpheus, red pill, blue pill, slavery pod time, ship tour, the construct, slavery pod again, what is the Matrix? Neo learns the history after he freaks, end the war.
Yeah, but martial arts is after all this.
He shows him the dojo, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and then
the dojo.
But this is after Morpheus explained what the Matrix is, because the first thing that happens is, all right, you're in real life, this is real reality, and then now we're going to tell you what the Matrix is. So they kind of plug him back in, and this is where you get the desert of the real and the whole explanation spiel of the Matrix.
I don't.
And then
think so.
after that, you get the Matrix.
No, I straight up, like, I don't think so. Like, because he doesn't get it until after he like immediately gets like that martial arts, and he's like, "What the fuck? That's so cool." And then it's like, okay, well, let's actually break this down. We're gonna sit here. You're gonna look it up right now.
Minute 39 is the desert of the real. I know Kung Fu, and which is another famous line, and the dojo, it's minute 48. Straight up, 100%.
No.
Whoa.
How much do you want to bet?
I will say I've been reading along with you, Casey. I've been on Spark Notes.
Hell yeah.
And
tell me I'm wrong, please.
I think you're incorrect.
Okay. I could have stopped taking my notes. I could have taken them out of order. This is possible.
But But okay, so just flip those two. But you're correct. Just flip those two.
Well, okay.
I'm saying
This is like really bugging me now.
it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not, because I'm like, now I gotta know.
Yeah, what else did you get wrong?
Exactly. Straight up.
Also, by the way,
Mhm.
this podcast, our research is minimal. Our opinions are high. Low research, high opinions. This is why I was very nervous about talking about the Matrix, because when it comes to research, again, I didn't have to do much because I already had all the knowledge, and I wish I could come out of this as I come into like the other movies, but I can't. It's my brain now. I can unlearn what I have learned.
No, this is freaking me out. What is a construct? Is there a learning program? Yeah. So he does, but the dojo is like part of the construct.
Yeah, but he then the only reason why this sequence of events is important is because, going back to Joseph Campbell, this is the rejection again. Like, this is like the relapse to the rejection. This is like, I don't believe it. I don't know. This is not true. When Morpheus tells him, like, you're basically a battery. That's what all we are to the machines. And then after he accepts that, then he goes into the training part of the myth, and then that's where the dojo comes in, and that's where
Oh my fucking god! This is. I gotta take better notes, because it's in the war, training with Tank, sparring / jump. That's my note for the fucking martial arts scene. Sparring / jump.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
There we
you're not
go.
wrong.
No, I mean, I figured it out. I just misunderstood my own fucking notes.
To say, like, so in this moment, right, of the film where like Morpheus explains, like, hey, we're batteries, by the way, like, this is one of those, and I call it like an iFunny take, because it's something that I remember reading so many times as like a 10-year-old on a BlackBerry on iFunny, is that like people would get so upset about like humans wouldn't be good batteries, right? Like this is some shit that like CinemaSins would say, or like Ben Shapiro would talk about in like a random movie review. Like it is the stupidest critique of this film, I think. And it's why I think watching it now and like analyzing something 25 years later is like, okay, all the stupid takes are so tired. We can actually enjoy it for what it is and not have to worry about like the CinemaSins of it. And so being like, yeah, like humans are batteries was like, yeah, fuck it. It's cool. Humans are batteries now. Like, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I will not fall into that trap of everyone. Like, that's did you know that Aragorn, when he hit the bucket? Yeah, like that's that for this movie.
Yeah.
But I will say that was a mentality of back then. And Neil deGrasse Tyson has a really cool quote of, in the time, this is kind of the end of the 90s, because the 90s is the end of the retrofuturistic Jetsons vision of the future and the beginning of the informational era. So Neil deGrasse Tyson said, in the past, we thought we were going to have a surplus of energy, but we instead had a surplus of information. And this is kind of the end of that. We thought that we're going to have energy was going to be the thing that gives us power. So that's why they did the metaphor of humans being, if the Matrix was done now, it would have been, machines keep humans for the human knowledge, which would have made more sense, but that wasn't the mentality back then. Like, the metaphor of power was energy, not information. Now it's information and not energy. So that's why you get all these opinions now.
I definitely think that they wouldn't use us for our information. I think we're too stupid for that.
But like, it's the whole mentality now with AI actually happening of like, AI just regurgitates what information is already out there. Human beings supposedly create new ones. Like that mentality right now. Like, we create information.
Yeah, I think that we would be like, if AIs took over today, I think we would be like QVC for them, right? Like, you see these like Facebook pages that are just like unmoderated AI, where they're just posting like viral Facebook content, and it's just like Jesus, and he's a sand sculpture, and he's made by little African children, and it's like, don't you love veterans? Like this. It's like, that is, it's like, because it's taking all the stuff that humans are creating and combining all of it, but there's no human putting eyes on it. So all the AI sees are just a bunch of checkboxes, right? So if instead of batteries, we would be just like, we would be like quality assurance testers for the AI.
Basically. Yeah.
Damn.
There's a Joe. Have you ever played Destiny?
No, but when we first moved to LA, the guy we stayed with, who we're good friends with now, is obsessed with Destiny.
Destiny tattoo.
That's cool.
And he's got a bunch of awards all over his house of like Destiny, like medals and awards that like I guess they sent him for being
Holy
really good at
shit.
the game.
No, he buys those.
He bought them, but he earned them. You had to like earn them in the game.
I have one. But no. So Casey, Destiny does this very smart thing where they'll put in like the shop things you can earn by playing the video game, and then you can buy them. They'll make you work to buy their own thing again.
Didn't Fortnite used to do that?
It's a badge of honor. Yeah, Renegade Waiter was you had to earn before you could buy.
But no, I brought up Destiny because there's one of the enemies is these sentient AIs, basically the same thing. And there's this little story in Destiny that there's these scientists who capture one of those AIs and then realize that AI is simulating what's happening right now. So they're looking at themselves, looking at another AI, and then they start thinking, okay, if it's perfectly simulating what's happening right now, what makes us think that this is actually reality? What if we're the simulations? And then the simulations start thinking that the same thing. So it's kind of like it takes the idea of the Matrix, it takes that of simulations, because the Matrix never says simulation. Without like it's talking about simulation without saying simulation, because that concept wasn't there yet. But it did spark that idea of like simulation and all that. So I think that's why, again, you see this movie and like, oh, doesn't look tropey. It's saying truth without being too specific.
I just like the theory that we're like all Sims, you know? That's cool.
But to what end? If we're all Sims, where's the pool without a ladder?
Capitalism.
You know it's
Not wrong.
No, it's out there.
So Morpheus explaining to Neo the whole thing.
This is also where we learn about Zion, right?
Yes.
Around this time.
Around this time, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget it was inside the construct or someone else tells him. I think Tank tells him. But I hate Tank. Tank is the worst character and also actor. I did not like Tank.
That's crazy. You prefer Mr. fucking Worldwide over Tank? That's crazy.
Wait, who's Mr. Worldwide?
Cypher. He looks like Pitbull.
I guess.
No, Jesus.
But Cypher's a great bad guy. Well, no, yeah. Cypher's a great bad guy. Tank, who's the actor?
He's a great golden retriever puppy. Like, he's a nice guy.
Marcus Chong is acting. He's like, this is my moment. I want people to notice me. Everyone else is playing it very low key. Like everyone else, except Cypher when he goes full bad guy. That's a critique that I do have about the Matrix. You never like Cypher. He's always a bad guy. Like, oh yeah, I wish they would have made it a little bit more empathetic, or like if Mouse ended up being the bad guy, I would have preferred that.
No, I fucking hate Mouse. I wanted to fucking drop kick him.
But Mouse was like the golden retriever. Mouse was
he was like, a fucking pervert. What do you mean, golden retriever?
He had a sex doll. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He basically had a vibrator. What's wrong with a vibrator?
No, I hate Mouse. He's fucking weird.
We're sex positive in this podcast. Don't kink shame him.
It was a sex doll, but it was a living, breathing. I mean, if you count.
Yeah.
We don't know the level of sentience.
What's the philosophy of the sex doll?
I feel like there's a threshold. I feel like there's a level that you don't cross, and I'd like to think that he did it, but who knows?
I like to think that he did.
You like to think.
Yeah.
I
want him to be the bad guy. No, I actually really like Cypher. Like when I always forget that he's the bad guy.
Really?
Because to me, he's kind of the epitome of like this annoyed blue collar worker in like our society. Of he's just like, I'm kind of tired of like being told every time, like, you know, maybe this is the one or maybe it's not, or like, you know. And I like the role that he specifically plays to Trinity, where he's kind of like trying to like level check, like temperature check with her.
Well, he's the detransitioner, right? Like he's the person who took the pill and now regrets it, you know? Like, it's like, it's too hard for me. I'd rather live in ignorance, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I thought that was the part of the movie where the metaphor was very heavy-handed. Like watching it going, because obviously it's like I'm a person who exists in the world. I know that the Matrix is at this point a metaphor for transitioning. It's like I watch that and it's like, oh, Cypher is like so.
So not being a trans person myself, but having listened to other trans people talk about this and their experience and like just what metaphors are used, and being a trans person now versus being a trans person 20 years ago, what I've heard, and please people correct me if I'm wrong, back then the idea was more, and when the Wachowskis were transitioning, the idea was more I had a life before and a life after. And that's kind of like how I define that. Now it's more I've always been this person. It's just now that I just now can express myself, but I've always been this person. It's not that I was a different person back then. I've always been this new, to you, new person, but to me, I've always been this.
Totally.
So the Wachowskis being Gen Xers, I think, right? They're not baby boomers, right? They're Gen Xers.
They're probably Gen X.
Trans people in the 90s, early 2000s, I think the mentality was that, like, yeah, Cypher being the detransitioning, going back to the previous life. And I feel like the metaphor will be different now, but I can definitely see that from that perspective of the Wachowskis.
Well, I think it still works for the small group of people that detransition and then go far right, because they do still see that like before transition, after transition, and then like go back again, right? They still see this hard cut not as just like a part of their identity or exploration of their identity. So I think it's still very like applicable to, once again, a very small group of people today, for sure. But
it only takes one person to kill the most of the crew.
Straight up. Straight up. Okay, is it now martial arts time?
Now it's martial art time.
Yay!
Hey, you really wanted to get to that.
No, honestly, this might be the best scene ever for me, honestly. I found it so fun and so enjoyable, and like I thought it lasted the perfect amount of time. Right, seeing people's reaction to like what was going on was also like really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's because I used to take karate, and I was just like, wow, I could be that one day. You know?
Related.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of us immediately took up karate in 1999.
Yeah.
I 100% did.
I love that for you. Apparently Keanu Reeves was having issues with like his spine and couldn't do a lot of kicks because actually before this he was at risk for being like paralyzed from like the waist down, which is incredibly fucking terrifying. But they made it work, but they still put him in a fucking harness, so that's terrifying.
Yen Wu Ping, who was the stunt coordinator for all the martial arts, he developed Keanu specific style based on his limitations, and he developed like a Carrie-Anne Moss style based on her limitations, and Morpheus style based on Lawrence Fishburne's, like, because Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Keanu Reeves, they were not stuntmen or martial art experts. Keanu Reeves kind of became one after this, but like I feel like 90% of the coolness, let's say 70% of the coolness of the Matrix is thanks to Yen Wu Ping, the coordinator. And he has a long list of Kung Fu movies that he directed and a bunch more that he was the stunt coordinator for. So this is also Kung Fu Chinese cinema being introduced into the West. Blew people's mind.
Do you think Quentin Tarantino was inspired by this for Kill Bill?
Oh, are you kidding me?
There were so many shots where I'm like, oh, this is like in Kill Bill. Like just copy.
This is just like in Kill Bill.
Yeah, straight up.
Have you seen Enter the Dragon, Casey? Oh, all right. Bruce Lee is in a yellow tracksuit in that movie.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need to know. Yeah, I do love this Kung Fu scene. First of all, it starts with "I know Kung Fu," one of the most famous lines of all cinema. The other thing that I really, really love about this scene is when Morpheus tells Neo, "Do you really think this air that you're breathing?" That kind of like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
It's not even real.
It's the same for like the eyes thing, right? Where he's like, well, you're just faster than me. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, just you like let your mind go. Just take control of it. Like it's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, and then I think this is when they do like the actual like Matrix training where they're like kind of recreated simulation world.
You get the jump and then you get the simulation. That lady in red, mouse sex toy.
Yeah, straight up.
I do love that the jump thing. It's a Looney Tunes cartoon all of a sudden.
Straight up. And the fucking whenever he like fall and it just like a
coyote,
trampoline. Yeah. It was a little cheesy. It was a little rough. And then
it really was. That took me out even then.
Same with the fucking him flying away like goddamn Superman. If people saw that like shot today, if Matrix came out today and that shot was in there, they'd be like, oh my God, he's going to be Superman. This is actually a Superman movie. Like I swear to God.
I'll get to that. No, there were issues with that ending and I had issues with that ending, but it wasn't that. It was something else, but I'll get to that.
Okay. This is also, so like as they're doing this training, I fucking love this name, Squiddy. Fucking this like sentient thing that goes on the hunt and tries to search for them, so they have to go hide.
Oh yeah.
Like Squiddy's here, fucking stupid, and I love it. I love it so much. So of course I had to make a little note of that, and that's when Neo learns what an EMP is, which I know that from Fortnite. So.
Fortnite connects a lot of this movie for you.
Yeah, exactly. Have they done a Matrix Fortnite collab, Joey?
I don't think so. They might have for the new one.
Oh, wait, no.
They've done John Wick. They did Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
John Wick, yeah. I was thinking John Wick when I thought it was the... yeah.
I agree. It would be perfect. Let's pitch it. Let's get it going.
Because right after this, Second Life kind of came about. And you just interacted with people. There wasn't really anything to win or anything. It wasn't like Fortnite, but it was just like a digital world, and there were shops, and there were like, it was like The Sims, but it was the first thing of this kind. And Second Life, and
interesting.
Fortnite kind of is an evolution of that. Like Fortnite could become the Matrix. Like you're just gonna plug in, and then
it's a metaverse.
Yeah.
They did do a Fortnite collab, by the way, but there's no skins. It's a gun wrap, and then 2 emotes that are like bullet time and then jumping.
That's so lame.
Yeah, it really is.
It's fucked up. So after the whole Squiddy situation, Neo fucking drinks some moonshine, essentially, with Cypher. I don't know. I don't remember what they talk about here.
You're right. He is very blue collar, because you don't remember what they're talking about, because he's just like, oh yeah, this is just blue. Like this is just boring to me. Like,
oh yeah, like and you know, because it's about him, how he can see the lines of code. And how he can see what that actually looks like. He's like, that's a blonde, that's a brunette. Once again, I don't know. It seems a little problematic. Whatever.
The 90s. But it is kind of like Cypher is talking about how it's like, aren't you just tired of this? Like, don't you just want to take the blue pill? Like, why do we take the red pill? Like, and Cypher is like, is not one little fingernail in Cypher believes that Neo is anything magic, but ordinary like magic. To him, it's just delusions of Morpheus.
Yeah.
Of his idiot boss.
Straight up. And then after that, we get breakfast time, where they get the fucking nasty ass, whatever oatmeal situation it is. This is the conversation that fucked me up. Of like, do you think this is what Wheaties actually like? Do you think the algorithm got the taste of Wheaties right or not? Like, and is that why everything tastes like chicken? I was just like, that one really stuck with me. That was a game changer.
Can I critique your notes again, Casey?
Sure, go. Oh, do we get the Cypher like
with Agent Smith before the breakfast?
I don't really like care about Cypher as being evil, because I'm just like, nah, I get it.
Because this was the betrayal. This was like the relation that Cypher is selling out Morpheus, and he was the informant, and he wants to go back to the Matrix. He wants to be an actor.
Yeah, which is a great line too. It's like, I want to be someone important. Like an actor, like an actor. Just knowing like the the Wachowskis like had that line written, like just as directors, it was just so funny. He also, I didn't realize this until I read through the synopsis later. Cypher wears a snakeskin jacket.
Oh,
because he's
metaphor.
A snake.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Taylor should include that in Reputation, Taylor's version.
Reputation Cypher's version?
Yes.
That would go crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Yes, Cypher becomes an actor. He becomes Joe Pantoliano, who's the actor who plays Cypher.
And he stars in a Matrix movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
He's stuck.
But really, only reason I want to talk about this scene is I never really understood how Cypher is in the Matrix. Like, it feels like you need someone else to put the thing on your back of your neck, and then do the thing, and then call, and then it feels like a two-person operation at least.
Mm-hmm.
How is he in the Matrix by himself and nobody else noticing?
What if they're just communicating through the code, and that's just his visualization
That's
of it?
my workaround. Like,
well, but he was eating the steak.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I don't know. Damn it.
I know sometimes he like can play the role of like the operator, like Tank does, but I agree. Like you would think it's like a two-person operation.
Yeah, you need someone else. It was Mouse. Like, I feel like Mouse should have been the other betrayer.
I would agree with that. I would want Mouse to.
And maybe he was, because he did get killed. But yeah, we're in the breakfast scene.
Yeah. And now we talk about Wheaties, and we talk about fucking
Chicken.
Mouse's sex toy. But yeah.
He wasn't my favorite either.
That's
Just
good.
saying. I would have preferred him to be the betrayer than Cypher, because Cypher was so obviously evil. He had like the soul patch thing.
Yeah.
Like, he just
That's a
looked like
hallmark
Pitbull
of
to
evil.
me.
Yeah.
It really
like,
is.
Pitbull can't be evil. No. And I've seen this movie before, and I forgot that it was him.
Pitbull is the exception.
Ah, God. Okay. But then they dive back into the Matrix because they're gonna meet the Oracle. And this is basically how Cypher does this whole big game plan. He has his phone, he drops it in a trash can so that they can track them. Because they know that some people are gonna stay behind. While the others go and meet the Oracle. Neo meets the Oracle. There's this whole like, would you have knocked over the vase if I didn't tell you to watch out for it? Fucking layers, man.
You get that there is no spoon scene.
Mm-hmm.
We are a really good kid actor.
Amazing kid actor.
Spoon Kid's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know why he was dressed like a monk with a British accent. However, excellent actor.
The 90s,
Yes.
that's why. Joey, in the early 2000s, the greatest piece of news ever happened when a group of emo kids in Mexico City and a group of punk kids were about to fight each other. This is real, and there's news. And there were bottles being thrown, and the police was coming in, and a group of Hare Krishna, not unlike this kid, very much like this kid, a group of Hare Krishna monks separated and diffused the whole tension and walked by.
I hear they just do that too. Whenever they see some mischief going on, they're
just gonna go and sing. Yeah,
putting things right that once went wrong.
Fucking monks, and they just did a emo reunion last week in Mexico City, and I'm really jealous I didn't go there because I was a little emo boy.
Can we talk about how fucking awesome the Oracle is?
Oh, amazing! She's gonna be my best actress ever. Like it's, I love her.
I love her voice.
It was so easy to make her cheesy and not believable, but the way she is obviously wise, but also kind of I'm over it. I know what's going to happen, whatever, and kind of making fun, teasing Neo. Like it could have been very easily the trope of the magic black person. Like that's a trope, and it's not that. Like it's so natural that this actress, obviously the writing also, but this actress kind of rode that line really well. I love this whole scene.
Yeah, I want to try one of those cookies, but sorry, can you go for it?
No, it's okay. I want to let you talk about cookies as much as you want. I think it was also like at this time where we were kind of, it was specifically like Gen Xers who had started doing this, and like and really old millennials who were like, they were like seeing these trends in media, and they were beginning to like deconstruct and like reconstruct. And we saw this at the same time, like The Matrix was happening, another very revolutionary thing Buffy was doing the same thing, where they were taking these like really established tropes and they were kind of like, okay, what if the Oracle is bored, right? Like, just because that's how a normal human would react. But we don't ever see the Oracle in the Odyssey. We don't see the Oracle bored. We see her mummified, like, so just kind of taking it and putting that like modern spin on it while deconstructing it, I think is so cool. It is something this movie did really well.
Yeah.
My favorite scene in all Buffy is when Spike and I forget Spike's girlfriend's name, but Spike and resurrect this evil demon guy. He looks like he's super powerful and super evil. And then Buffy just grabs a bazooka.
He just hits him with the rocket launcher in the mall. Yeah.
He has no idea. He's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then when he's living, he's like, all right. And it just explodes.
Well, and that's one of those things where like it's been a minute since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure they're like reading through the ancient books and they're like, it says no weapon can destroy him, and they were like, yeah, but this was written before bazookas.
Yeah,
like,
this wasn't the bronze. This wasn't the Bronze Age. They had bronze swords.
Yeah,
that's funny. But yeah, and so he meets with the Oracle. He takes a cookie. He leaves, and Morpheus is like, I don't want to know what y'all talked about, essentially. And Morpheus is like, that's for you and you alone. And I respect it, but I could not be that. I would be so nosy. I'd be like, what the fuck did the Oracle tell you? Like, tell me.
Yeah, it's almost like you have a podcast about being nosy.
Straight up. But yeah, and so they get back in the car, and then that's when they start realizing something isn't right. This is a whole trap. There's the betrayal.
Well, because Neo sees the cat twice and it get deja vu. Again, every kid, I'm going to say this so many times, in 1999 was looking, deja vu. What? Did the Matrix change? What's different? I saw a cat twice. What's happening? Like every deja vu was like,
Also, if I were, and I had one of the only problems I had with this movie was that scene, because I've had deja vu before. It's not immediate.
Like it's not that. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
If I see a red truck drive by and I look back and the same truck drives by, I'm going, oh, there were just two trucks. I'm not going to think to myself, oh, deja vu. It's like, no, that's not what deja vu is.
Deja vu is, something happens and like, wait, this happened like 3 days ago. This is weird.
Yeah.
But you can't do that in a movie. Like, I feel like this was the easiest way of doing that in a span of like a minute or two.
It is also really funny because like Neo is such like an internal person that the fact that he even mentioned that at all is very funny. Of like,
he almost mentioned it to himself.
Yeah,
like he just said it to himself. He wasn't really telling anyone.
Yeah, but
they're
still,
all like kind of freaked out.
We see him by himself so many times, he never talks to himself. So it is a little bit of a, all right.
Because the plot needed to,
Yeah,
exactly. They should have just made him like a cat person. Like he like walks over and picks up the cat, and then the second cat comes out and like.
Hell yeah, you're onto something.
Thank you.
We'll pitch that for a rewrite.
Oh, you cannot rewrite that movie. I think that's the Matrix 4. That's
this. But yeah, the building has changed so that they're kind of trapped.
Everything is sealed.
Yeah, everything is sealed. They get inside the wall. This scene freaked me out. Did not love them being stuck in the wall. Especially when somebody could easily like fall and just fucking crush everybody else. That's hella stressful. I don't
terrifying.
Love that. Yeah.
Did Mouse already died? Because Mouse dies in the most pointless and hilarious way. He gets 2 machine guns, which apparently were custom made, and then points not to the middle where all of the SWAT team is, but to the sides of them. He hits no one. He just kind of does that.
Yeah, I mean it's on brand for him, so can't say I'm surprised.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly forgot. I was like, I know Mouse died. I don't remember him dying here.
You just forgot all of Mouse's and Cypher's scenes.
Straight up. But he did have that heinous haircut, fucking bowl cut. I do remember that, weirdly enough, in this world. Yeah, it's trapped. Some of them get out, some of them don't.
Morpheus.
Well, basically, they take Morpheus, yeah.
Yeah, he stays back to fight the Agent Smith. One thing that I'm sure many people have talked about this a lot of time, but I noticed that Agent Smith is the only agent that you see without glasses ever. He takes them out or he gets knocked out, but like he's the only one that is, I feel like, closest to humanity more than the other agents. He's kind of obsessed, and we're gonna see it later with the interrogation.
He's just really good at his job, essentially.
Is he though? Because he kind of fucks up a lot.
I mean, yeah.
He's
Fair
middle
enough.
management.
Yeah.
He is 100% middle. He's literally perpetually middle management.
Mm-hmm. Cypher is able to get out before everybody else because he kind of like splits off from the group. He gets back into the real world and basically starts fucking shit up like crazy. He shoots up Tank, but like not in a
And
convincing way. Well, yeah, Dozer, he like full on.
Oh yeah,
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are worse than fucking 3rd-degree burns. And then they do the whole operator thing, and then they don't get sucked through the phone essentially. And so they're like, what the fuck happened? He is able to connect with Trinity, and he's like, yeah, fuck this shit. He gets all up in her business.
So close to her and Morpheus also. Like he's a close talker.
Yeah, he's also just creepy.
He is very creepy. He's a full-on bad guy here, like cackling. He's Lady Von Tassel level of bad guy here.
Yeah, just very bad. And then he fucking unplugs APOC, and it was so sad.
Yeah.
And Switch. Oh, I hated those.
Switch was the one that was really like hard for me because like Switch is like, no, not like this. And I was like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
Another well-known fun fact. I don't know, have you mentioned it? But Switch, the Wachowskis wanted Switch to be a man in the Matrix and a woman outside of the Matrix, but they thought, no, this is too much.
This is too obvious.
Yeah,
I will say, when they come to visit the Oracle and you just see like Switch kind of blurring the background, thought Switch was completely topless. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh yeah.
The way that they styled Switch, I think, is probably my favorite. It's very cool. But yeah, Switch gets unplugged. The Switch gets turned off.
Wait, Switch gets switched off?
Damn.
There you go.
Ended.
Levels. And God, what the fuck happens?
Tank is alive.
Yeah, Tank.
And then fries Cypher.
Yeah.
And then so but then they're kind of like in the middle of what now? What do we do now?
Yeah. So they come back in, and Neo's like, I'll save Morpheus. He was like, it's either my life or his, and I'll save him.
The Oracle said so.
Yeah, the Oracle said so. And then, but this is also when he's like, and the Oracle told me I'm not the one. And you're just like, damn. Side eye.
Well, she didn't say he's not the one. He said, I'm not the one. And then she like agreed, but she didn't actually say, yeah, you're not the one.
Yeah, levels. So yeah, they go back in. But before they get all their shit, they get a lot of guns.
Lots of guns.
Mm-hmm.
So many fucking guns.
Too
many guns.
Can you imagine how many times I said that in high school? Guns. Lots of guns.
I feel like that would be more problematic now.
Also, I really wanted a black trench coat. Also problematic now.
Yeah.
But I really wanted one back then.
There's a photo of somewhere, like, I need to find it, of Samuel dressed up as, like, Neo.
So good.
Yeah, I will find it.
Please do.
Yeah. He looked problematic, is what I'm trying to get at with the black trench coat. But and at this point, we see the Mr. Smith, Agent Smith, interrogating Morpheus. They've given him some kind of, like, I don't know, serum. They've injected it into him, where basically they're trying to just crack into his brain, which will kill him in the real world.
But not before, because they want to get, this is when they mention Zion, they want to get Zion's codes to get into the city.
Yeah.
Which, well, never mind. I was going to say something for future movies, but no. I'm going to pretend I don't know the future
Proud
movies.
of you. But this part reminded me of Fallout a bit. Just kind of like underground.
Yeah?
Yeah, end of the world. So they're back into the Matrix. They try to go through security. Obviously, security stops them because they have a shit ton of guns. And they just start shooting up the place like nobody's business. I think this was also one of my favorite moments and this is the only reason why I'm like, I'm okay with the whole, like, them having so many guns and why I don't think it's, like, cheesy, is because the way that they will just use a gun and then drop it and not, like, reload it or anything. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's disposable.
Yeah.
This is now a John Woo movie, and this is now a true cyberpunk movie. Straight out of, like, there's a lot of Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Like, Joey, have you seen those movies?
Yeah, I mean, it becomes like gun fu. right?
Yeah,
Like it
100%. Yeah, John Woo is the guy who popularized all of
yeah.
this. But also one of my favorite made-up words, gun fu.
Gun fu is great.
Yeah. So many unnecessary backflips and who fucking cares? It's amazing.
Oh, that's funny. They do that. They handle the whole lobby situation. We see Keanu in elevator, which is, Speed 2.0.
Again, yeah.
They go through the hatch in the elevator, which apparently isn't real, which was anytime I'm in an elevator now, I look up and I'm like, fuck, this really is like not a thing. There's no way to get out of here. And it stresses me out. I hate it so much.
Every video game I've ever played has a hatch in the elevator.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's all a lie. Did any of you felt weird about Keanu or Neo and Trinity just killing a bunch of random people? Like these are just people.
Yeah, but I mean, they are real, right? Because they're killing those people on the outside world too.
Yeah. But I'm just mentioning that because I didn't. I was like, yeah. But like, if you think about it a little bit, like, yeah, those are like that dude. It just missed his daughter's birthday. Like,
yeah, all those guys have a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do mention. I don't remember if it was in the movie, but they do mention like anyone whose security or some form of authority is so bought into the Matrix that they're not going to be rescued, which is a good excuse for us not feeling that bad.
Yeah.
But and also, I don't know if I heard this. I probably heard this somewhere else, but they're eliminating potential spawn-ins for the agents because I don't know if we mentioned this, but like the agents spawn into humans. That's how they get around. So they're kind of eliminating any potential spawning of an agent.
I think that's so cool. The fact that like they can just take over.
Yeah.
Like it's OP.
They're like server mods.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But again, that's another transitioning metaphor of like a hostile takeover. Like it's like someone that's not me taking over me, and it's not me. It's invasive. It's an agent. It's bad. It's a virus, which is like a negative way of looking at that. Yeah, like once you kind of decode Matrix, like with the metaphor of the movie, according to the Wachowskis, a lot of things become very obvious. Which again, 1999, nah.
Yeah.
Cool explosions, cool guns, martial arts. That was it.
But speaking of virus, this is when we get what I think to be a pretty cool monologue from Agent Smith to Morpheus, where he's like, I hate how y'all smell, which is crazy. And that really fucked with me. But he like takes off the like earpiece. He's like, y'all are like a virus. You're not mammals. Blah, 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 blah. And he fucking hates humans.
Well, it's ironic because he's the most human of the agents. He's the only one that takes off his glasses. He's the only one that takes off his earpiece. Mm-hmm. He's becoming more human, and he hates what he's becoming.
Yeah. Being sentient sucks.
Being sentient sucks.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I thought I just want to be dumb and happy.
Mm-hmm. The other two agents come in, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Which killed me. He's like, what are you talking about? They're like, they fucking invaded. They're here. So he puts his earpiece back on. Yeah. And they come in and they take a helicopter. Yeah.
Well, don't skip over the most famous scene of all time.
What the fuck is
it? The bullet time.
Oh, yeah. I always think it fucking happens later. I put it in the train station. The fact that it happens on the rooftop to me is like, it's like this is the Mandela effect for me. No,
straight up, because it's one of the most famous scenes of all time. But the fact that it's not even with Agent Smith, it's just this random agent, and also Neo fails. He gets shot.
Yeah, because he's
like, yeah. But this is the first time that even Trinity like, how did you move so fast?
Yeah, it's like, girl,
being like anti-Neo is really funny. Like, do you think there are people who are like, Neo was the bad guy the whole time? Like.
Yeah, Barney from How I Met Your Mother probably has that in his head.
It's crazy. God, yeah.
But yeah, they get into the helicopter.
Also stressed me the fuck out. But the fact that she was like, give me like the program for how to pilot this helicopter, I was like, that seems kind of cool.
I want to be able to do that.
So, astrophysicist, I forget her name. She mentioned that she thinks that this is time dilation, and when that happens, in their brain, they actually go to helicopter school, spend months learning how to work a helicopter, and then come back to the moment. So for us, it's seconds, but for them, actually months or years happen. Which less cool more stressful, but like it's a cool thought experiment.
The emotion change that would have to happen, though, of
That's
just
true.
like,
I've
spent months in like fucking pilot school, and now I'm in this high. Like, I would just be like, it's not that serious anymore. Sorry, it doesn't matter.
I made friends. I was buttoning with my T-shirt.
I was top of my class.
I was oh my god. I had my work study buddies.
Exactly. God, that's so funny.
It's like a Rick and Morty bit. I feel like there's something
yeah.
But yeah, they get into the helicopter. They find the floor that Morpheus is on. We see Keanu with the fucking. We get the shot with the bullets dropping or the casings.
Again, gun fu. Moment.
Yeah, and he doesn't shoot Morpheus, not a single time, which is crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Gatling gun. He wasn't aiming. He was just kind of like going like this.
It seemed like he was almost at some point just trying to like shoot through the floor so that Morpheus would drop down. Like that is the only like pattern movement that was making sense to me.
Well, it almost seemed like to me like this scene with the spoon kid where he tells him like, don't try to bend the spoon with your head, just realize the spoon is not there or whatever, right? I feel like he was doing the same thing where he was like, I just know where the bullets are gonna go. You know, like and they kind of move in that way. Yeah.
I'll buy that. See,
Yeah.
Casey?
What's the force?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Morpheus like is able to wake up, like pulls all the shit off. He's running. Agent Smith fucking shoots his leg, which is I hated that shot. I got it was terrifying because it was like all in slow motion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't hate it because it was bad. You hated it because it was really good.
Yeah, it just like I just thought about getting shot there, and that seemed incredibly painful.
Well, because they're not trying to kill Morpheus. They're still trying to get information out of him.
Yeah, they need the codes.
Yeah.
But because of that, he almost misses his jump. But it's also kind of like, but it's not real. So I don't know. This seemed like a little counterintuitive based off of like the whole jump sequence that we did earlier, where it's like it's not real. Like, you know, just kind of but the physics are still weighing him down. I don't know. I didn't like it.
He's on a lot of drugs. Give him a break.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, he's drugged up. Keanu fucking dives out for him, and it's beautifully romantic. And he catches him.
Honestly, yeah.
Gorgeous. They are helicoptering away. I guess the gas tank or something in the helicopter gets shot down, so the helicopter is about to go down, and then she's able to like pretty gently drop them off on the roof of another building, and then she's able to get out in time, essentially. I'm not going to go through the fucking physics of it. It's too much. The helicopter hits the building, and it fucking ripples like water, which is very cool, and then it shatters.
Which does happen in slow motion.
Yeah, I will say that sequence is also pretty cool. But yeah, then the gang is back together. Yay! We love it.
They're all like, we believe. You are the one.
And then they're on the run to, you know, get back. They go to the Balboa station. And unfortunately, there's a homeless man there. It's not unfortunate because he's homeless, but it's somebody for Agent Smith to take over.
Casey is famously anti-homeless. Not because she wants not to be, she just hates homeless people.
We debate for very long about this.
Yeah, she goes out and fights them.
Yeah.
She could dangles a sandwich and then boom, sucker punch.
Anytime she sees a homeless person, she goes, "You're Agent Smith, aren't you?" And she starts trying to murder them.
Can't fool me.
This is the first time you actually see the like how the process works whenever they pick up the phone, which is cool. Part of me believes that you only see it at the end because I think that's like they only had enough budget to like pay for that effect once. So they weren't going to do it multiple times, so they just cut every time.
I will mention, and this happened when they went to the Oracle, because you get the cool ravey music and you see the camera going around and you don't see them appearing around the phone, but as the camera's spinning, they're just there instantly in a really cool 90s pose.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Matrixy going in and around, but I do like that. Yeah, this effect that they only had the budget left for this.
Yeah.
Again, this budget was less than the Insider budget.
Which is crazy. Yeah. I mean, Al Pacino himself like probably took the majority of the Insider budget.
Not wrong.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But so Morpheus and Trinity are able to escape, but not Neo because Agent Smith is there. And then this is where my notes fail me again because my only note here is Western ass shot. That's all I got.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. That was my note there too.
Mm-hmm.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fight scene here when he does this thing where he like walks up Smith's chest and just kicks him in the chest a bunch of times, but he's like remains in midair. I like jaw dropped. It was the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like it was awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
You get also bullet scene thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get like the Looney Tunes Fist of Fury. All that.
Is this also where you
amazing.
get like when they look like they're skydiving, but they're just like they ran at each other and they're holding onto each other?
Yeah.
Also very romantic.
Very romantic. Yeah,
very intimate. And then
you get the Neo pose where he kind of just flexes and then dust comes out of him.
Crazy. That could also be a really good Fortnite emote.
They kind of have one. Actually, funny enough, you say that. There's one that's like that, but it's John Wick.
Yeah,
it's for the John Wick one, and he pats his chest and bullets pop out.
Exactly.
Which was a reference to this, I think, in John Wick.
I don't know.
By the way, one of the stunt doubles for Keanu Reeves is the director of John Wick.
Oh, that's really cool.
Of this movie. And I think this is where they started working together, and he was Keanu Reeves' stunt double for years and years, and then became the director of John Wick.
That's cute. I love that.
Yeah.
They end up on the train tracks, and this is where Neo basically gets the upper hand, and Agent Smith gets run over by the train.
Really cool scene.
Yeah. But before, Agent Smith had destroyed that phone, so then he has to find a different phone, and they're like, go to this location, which is a location that we saw earlier in the movie. And it's like room 303.
Yeah.
And so he's fucking running, and I swear to God, he was running for half of this movie. This sequence, way too fucking long.
But I do love that in this sequence you get the agents hopping from person to person, and there's one where it's tragically a little girl is holding her mom's, I guess, hand, and now it's an agent.
Crazy.
And I don't think the agent jumped away from that body, so whatever happened to that little girl's mom is now's the agent.
See.
We'll see. That's the sequel. That little girl comes back for revenge.
This is also where we kind of see Agent Smith being more sentient than the others, because the others are just following Neo. Agent Smith is like, I've seen this movie before. I know where he's going to be. And so Neo gets up the fucking whatever, the fire escape, gets to the room, and boom, Agent Smith, gun, fucking point blank. Which reminds me of another incredibly hilarious shot earlier in the movie where she shoots the other Agent Smith in the head. She's like, dodge this.
Oh, yeah.
Cracked up.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking good. And the fucking pose, like, it looks like that was shot for the poster, which never was made. I don't know. Joey, is there a poster for the fucking pose like that?
There might be. I'll have to look in the archives.
Please.
With the fish lens distortion. Yeah. Amazing. But that is taken directly from like anime influence. That's an anime shot.
Straight up, yeah. Exactly. Once again, another sequence that I think is just a bit too long, because like he dies somewhere in this.
It's a perfect sequence.
It's like it like lasts too. It's like, Neo, you gotta hurry this shit up.
He gets shot with a Desert Eagle gun. Those are, which is the point of the agents having those, because those have a kick. But he gets shot a lot.
Okay, so it's after he like wakes up that I think it's like, Neo, you got some urgency here.
Yeah.
Because while this is happening, right, in the real world, yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, all the bots are attacking the ship.
Knowing you, I can imagine that the tension that you were kind of like just stop
hurry.
breathing.
Yeah.
He even like did the whole breathing thing.
Exactly. I mean, even Trinity is like, Neo, hurry up. But yeah, so he dies, and the ship is getting fucking broken into. And this is a part I fucking hate.
Morpheus has his hand on the EMP ready.
Yeah.
But if they do that, they kill Neo. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in Neo. And Trinity's
Neo,
like,
or the One.
The One.
Just...
Yep. Yay.
I didn't realize that until just now.
Wait, really?
I don't know why. That took me a minute. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
You know what? Casey destroyed my whole Sleepy Hollow sexual awakening and Oedipus complex thing. So yeah, welcome to the club of us destroying people.
Yeah. just people ruining things for other people.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But yeah, so this is the part that I fucking hate, and I think ruins the movie for me a bit, is that Trinity's like, no, you can't die. The Oracle told me I would be in love with the one.
Yeah, but to defend this
Gun
a
to
little
head.
bit. To defend this a
Do
little
it.
bit. They do flip the trope of Snow White and the prince kissing Snow White to like be awake.
It
The
wasn't
prince
good enough
now
for
is
me.
Trinity, wakes up Neo with a kiss.
Imagine like you're in
But
this like crazy like the one true cult that you're in, right? You're in this thing where it's like we're 5 people out of everyone on Earth who actually knows what's going on, and let's go see the Oracle who's going to tell me the future. And she says, you're really going to love this guy one day. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't get anything else.
Right?
Like, tell me something really cool about my future. And they're like, you're Nick's BF, hot as hell. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
thank you. Like, it's just, I wanted her to have more purpose. And also I felt like they didn't develop, like, her struggle with Neo the entire time was more rooted and grounded in her skepticism about him being the one, rather than it feeling like her trying not to fall in love with him, or like there just felt like there was nothing romantic between them at all.
yeah, totally.
Okay, I'll give you that. And just thinking through the sequels, that doesn't really get fixed until The Matrix 4, which is probably the only good thing about The Matrix 4.
Interesting.
I feel like...
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, that's the one that only Lana Wachowski directed. Basically because the studio told her, yeah, we're going to make this regardless of you revolve or not. So, and
crazy.
The Matrix 4, it's only watchable because it's a parody of itself. And it literally is a giant middle finger to Warner Brothers, which is hilarious. But they do make Trinity at least an equal to Neo on this fourth one. Because you're right. For The Matrix and the sequels, Trinity basically is the girlfriend. Like,
yeah.
That's all she is, unfortunately. So you're not wrong. Thank
you. Her hair was too cool to just be the girlfriend.
Everything about her was too cool.
Exactly. The kiss of life. He wakes up. This is the part where I'm like, stop trying to get your fucking revenge. Please, for the love of God, answer the goddamn phone. It's ringing. I'm getting overstimulated by the phone ringing. But the really cool one hand, he's on his side. He's not even looking at the agent. He's just blocking Agent Smith. I mean, come on. Yeah. And we see him, become, quote unquote, faster than Agent Smith and like all this other stuff. And then
he sees the Matrix.
Yeah, which that was cool. I'll say it was cool. But whatever. He fucking wins the fight. Yay.
He jumps through him.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, like, what did you guys think about that effect? Because I think that was one of the very few effects that didn't age well at all.
Really, I think it was great. Not that it was like... Yeah, when he took Agent Smith over and then like popped him from the inside. Yeah. That shit was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. It is funny that I kind of discovered this with Casey, Joey. My nostalgia is puppets and practical effects.
Yeah.
And Casey's nostalgia, and I guess in your nostalgia, is bad CGI effects.
No, absolutely.
I think that's like just such an excellent way to put it, honestly. Yeah, Trinity's like, Neo, wake the fuck up. He answers the phone. He's back in. They use the EMP. Yay. And
then we're back to the beginning of the movie, except now it's Neo elevated.
We get like the most fucking the longest amount of talking time that we get from Neo. And it's like
you're not wrong.
Yeah. And then we get Rage Against the Machine, and he flies away. Flies far, far away.
So the big controversy is because I think by soon after, people knew there was going to be a sequel. And Neo flying was like, all right, but what's going to be the sequel now? He's all powerful. He's not he's Superman now. What are the agents like? They're nothing to him now. They do address that pretty quickly in the sequels. There's very early in the scene, one of the best early lines in the movie is that he fights a agent, and the agent actually is keeping up with Neo. And Neo just says, ooh, upgrades. That's how they justify
ridiculous. It's like in like Pacific Rim, where the first one's like, we have robots to fight the monsters, and then Pacific Rim 2 is like, the monsters are bigger now. It's like, that's all it is. The monsters are bigger now.
I refuse to acknowledge Pacific Rim 2. I'm gonna delete that. I want to delete that movie from my brain. Pacific Rim is such a masterpiece that I'm angry about Pacific Rim 2. Anyway, and the Matrix.
Yay!
How do you feel, Joey? I'm gonna go with you first.
He's great. It's super good. I mean, you saw like my review on the Lettered Box. Is I gave it a 5 out of 5. I think it's it's great, and I think it holds the hype. And it's easy to see just from we talked about in the beginning that it was like it's timeless because it follows the story structure. But I think it's kind of timeless because of how much it owns its style and how much it really is like an auteur vision. And I think that any film, and I'm very firm in this opinion, that any film that even if it's a good film or a bad film or whatever, as long as it holds its vision and is really the vision of a person or a couple of people, it's fucking amazing. And I always love it. And so,
Yeah. What about you, Casey? How do you feel?
I feel great. One thing I do want to mention that I think is actually really cool about this movie, one of the fun facts that I didn't talk about, was that when they had a really hard time, all of the studio executives loved the script, but they just couldn't envision what this would look like. So the Wachowskis hired 2 illustrators who did 600 storyboards to convince the studio execs to sign off on it. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think that's, it goes to Joey's point of they saw a vision and they did a lot to make it come true. And you could tell that.
Who else did that? George Lucas hired Ralph McQuarrie to sell it in Star Wars. It's a you're right, Joey. It's a vision that the author has, and just to keeping the analogy or the symmetry really with Star Wars, both Episode 4 and The Matrix were authors' movies with a really clear vision, taking inspiration from a lot of genres, but limited in budget and in the restraints and the technology that they have at the time. But then after the success of The Matrix and Star Wars, the sequels were, all right, director, here's all of the money. And that's how the sequels of The Matrix feel like. The Wachowski with 0 limitations. And you know what? Sometimes you need some limitations. And I think this is why The Matrix is a masterpiece. I love Revolutions and Reloaded, but they don't hold to The Matrix. But still watch them. They're great. I have a interesting relationship with The Matrix. I've been a big fan when it came out. I was a big fan. I wanted the glasses. I wanted the phone and the car. Years later, actually maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I watched it and I got bored. I didn't like it.
That's so funny.
And then I watched it again and I loved it. And I feel like I go, depending where I'm at in my life, I kind of go, I changed my opinion, but undoubtedly masterpiece. So let's give him some awards.
Hell yeah.
So we have 3 awards. We have Best Actor Ever, Worst Actor Ever, and Best Scene Ever. Casey, I'll start with you. Best Actor Ever.
Gloria Foster as the Oracle, for sure.
How about you, Joey?
Best Actor Ever. I wanted Agent Smith.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving. 100%. Good choices. I was close to give it to Hugo. I was honestly between Hugo Weaving and Gloria Foster.
Red pill or blue pill?
Yeah, 100%. You need to watch the sequels. But the Oracle was such a trick. I mean, Agent Smith also very tricky.
Yeah.
Because he could have been mustache twirling evil bad guy very easily, but he wasn't. He is that in the sequels, though. But we're not talking about that. But Gloria Foster. What about Worst Actor Ever?
I'm gonna give it to Ada Nico Demue, who played the girl had the white rabbit tattoo. The entire time she was on screen, her mouth was open. Just the entire time.
You're not wrong.
No, yeah. I thought about that the whole time. I was just I want to see an edit or something where they zoom in on her and you see a fly kind of fly in and then fly out. And I can agree with that. I can go for that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, it did bug me when she turned to reveal the White Rabbit tattoo. It was so unnatural. It was like a director basically pulling a string to make her turn. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Tank.
Damn, you're a hater.
To Marcus Chong. He was too much. He was in another movie. Also, fuck that actor. He tried to get $1 million for the sequels, and they didn't hire him back. He was just more than Keanu Reeves. And
That's
he
crazy,
has a documentary on YouTube, if you want to watch it, about him trashing Warner Brothers and Keanu. He said that Keanu stole from the movie and a bunch of really weird things. But yeah, it's out there.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
So Casey, best scene ever.
The scene that I'm absolutely obsessed with, the Kung Fu martial arts sparring scene. I think it's just like the perfect action scene, honestly. Like, it's so great.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I do like about that scene that it goes from traditional when it's more straight up kung fu, it goes traditional music, and then you get the ravey music when it becomes more fantastical, and that you're not breathing air, man. Yeah, I love that. What about you, Joey? Best scene ever?
That hallway scene, like right at the end, when they're, I love when he just like powers activated, and he's like he looks like so dumbfounded and is so just like, huh? Meanwhile, he's like blocking all these like shots like super fast and just moving his arm. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah, why didn't any of us give Keanu best actor ever? I don't think
he's just doing himself.
This is true. Keanu, yeah, you're not wrong. Keanu's doing Keanu. I'm gonna go to the Oracle scene.
Hell yeah!
I love the whole thing, and the vase. Like, were you gonna drop it if I didn't say anything? Like, action and consequence thing. I always fuck with my brain. Like, I still to this day think about that.
Yeah.
If I don't think about that, would happen? Maybe it wouldn't happen. I don't know. Fucks with me.
Yeah.
All right, Casey. Solely based on this movie, was 1999 the best year ever for movies?
Hell yeah.
What about you, Joey?
Yeah. Do you guys always say yes at the end?
No.
Is it part of the thing?
It's a yes or no question.
No, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. It is a yes or no. Yes, yes, absolutely. 1999 was great for movies.
Yes, for me too. No, we had another guest for the first movie from 1999, and I asked the question, and he's like, "No, fuck 1999, fuck 1999." and I was like, "I said solely based on this movie, not the decade." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I guess." Which is angry at the decade. I was angry at the decade too. No, this is awesome. Well, Joey, before we say goodbye, we need to see which movie we're gonna watch next week. 73.
What is that?
Is Man on the Moon.
Oh, the Jim Carrey movie?
Yeah, I've never seen this one.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, I am very excited about Joey. Casey's. Oh, this is a very different Jim Carrey, Casey.
Thank
Casey's first Jim Carrey movie was Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I've seen the Truman Show before.
Oh, okay.
This is more Truman Show, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is.
Bless up.
But it's a biopic. Andy Kaufman. I've never seen this movie. I know Jim Carrey kind of went method, but honestly, he was just a dick to people.
Yeah, there's a documentary about it.
Yeah, which I also haven't seen because I've never seen the movie. So after I watch the movie, I'm going to watch the documentary.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. Man on the Moon next week. See you then. Bye.
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 I was going to say, you got to say bye. Well, that was unexpectedly enlightening and expectedly fun episode. But what do you think about The Matrix? Were we correct on our analogies and metaphor? Is this really a trans metaphor? I mean, it is. The director said it. But what's your take on it? I feel like movies like this, like The Matrix, are so open to interpretation that everyone makes it their own. So we want to hear from you. Please email us to bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. Follow us on bestyeareverpod on the socials except for Instagram. Follow us on bestyearever_pod. And as always, please follow, share, and rate us on Apple Pod and Spotify.